roots of our next project take us to Augusta County, Virginia, just west of the historical town of Churchville. As with many small towns in the Shenandoah Valley, Churchville had its fair share of Civil War-related activities. Prior to the Civil War, Jed Hotchkiss, whose highly detailed and accurate maps of the Shenandoah Valley contributed to the success of General Stonewall Jackson's victories during the Valley Campaign of 1862, founded the Lock Willow Academy School for Boys in Churchville, farther adding to the historical significance of the town. The lumber used in this project came from the Dr. Barton Slager estate, which was perched on a hill just west of Churchville. The house featured lovely black walnut flooring, in addition to black walnut staircase and balustrade, some of which I was fortunate enough to have salvaged subsequent to the raising of the house in 1970. The client for this project wants a case made out of Civil War period lumber to house a replica of a staff NCO Marine sword purchased by his daughter in 1990 as a promotion and ranks gift for her husband. It was presented to her client's son-in-law on his return home from Desert Storm. Historically, this type of sword has been used in different Marine ceremonies. I think the wood salvaged from Dr. Slager's estate will fit the ticket quite nicely. So let's get busy and see what we can do about making the client's request a reality. We will begin our project by going through our archives of salvaged and recycled lumber to see if we can locate the walnut from the Slager residence. I know it's in here somewhere, but it's been here for quite a few years, and it's probably buried beneath something else, but we'll see if we can find it here. I think I spotted it. I think that's it right there. Yep, the Slager residence. Now we have to get to it. It's buried beneath that whole stack of other lumber. So let me get busy and dig it out, and we'll get back shortly. Well, I've pulled all the wood out that I'll need for the display case. I've got it cut roughly to size. I have it planed down, and as you can see, it's some real pretty old walnut. You don't see walnut too much like this anymore. But this is going to make a real pretty display case. The pieces you see here on top of the table saw are the trimmings off of the lumber that I'm going to use to make the display case. I'll pick through that and I'll save what I can and use that in a project somewhere down the road. But right now I'm going to get busy and finish cutting these pieces to size and sanding them down and what have you in preparation for the display case. Sure is some pretty walnut. Well, the pieces are all together now. They've all been planed down and the pieces assembled to make the display case. It has to be sanded and finished yet, but I wanted to show you this stage of it to you. That's one side of it. That will be the front of it. And that's the other side to it. So I'll get busy and sand it down, and next time you see it, it'll probably be finished, have its coat of finish on it, and the glass put in, and it'll get red felt on the bottom right there. So I'll be back with the finished product shortly. Here is a completed project. The client wanted a natural oil finish on it, and I knew that from the start, so I chose to mix up some of the wood that had more characteristic in it than you would ordinarily see in black walnut. Like I say, this walnut's very old, back to the Civil War era, and it's got a lot of neat characteristic to it. If you can see that grain right there. That's real pretty. You don't often see nice swirly grains like that. Got a little bit of spalting going on right there. And over on this end, you've got the mirror image of the other end. Inside, you've got the red felt. The knife you see in there is not really going to be displayed in this display case. This is for a sword, but I put it in there for effects. That's the end of the project. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode from Historical Woodworks.